All right. Hi, everyone. I have my audio monitoring off, so I can't hear my levels, but sorry for the delay in getting started today. I had to restart my computer twice because I'd left it running overnight, which was honestly probably a mistake. But I'd left it running overnight, so I had to restart it. So I apologize for that. I know I said we'd get started at 11. It's 11:16, so that's not too bad. Could have been worse. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing some mini winding today. I was just adjusting the light over here for the table here. This seems a little yellow orangey right now, but can't do too much about that. But if you're watching, thank you for watching. I will be uploading these to YouTube afterwards. I'm a bit behind on that, but that's something I'm working on. Hopefully by like midweek next week, all of our past streams and everything will be up on our YouTube account. You can find us on, I think this is the chat command. Yes, yes it is. And then I believe this is our chat command for the website. Yes, yes it is. There you go. All right, so uh, that's where you can find us all on. I need to make a chat command for YouTube. Actually, I don't have one of those. I should do that another time. But the YouTube, I believe, is linked in our profile. If it's not, it will be. I can drop a link to our YouTube. Let's see. I should drop a link to our channel. Sign in, please. Why am I logged out? Because of course I'm logged out, right? But you know, is what it is. Log in. There we go. Go to our channel. Here is our channel. I'm going to drop a link for that. And you guys can hear the audio from our channel preview. Sorry about that. Let me pause that, mute that, whatever. But yeah, so there's our YouTube channel as well. I just make a shortened version of that link because it's really long and annoying. But anyways, yeah, there you go. It's in chat. I'm going to get started today. I have Doctor Who minis. I have some other stuff. I have a, I have a monitor down in front of me here. So that's why I'm looking down instead of like over to the side. So I'm looking down at the monitor I have in front of me. It's a bit easier to monitor things if I can see them much closer to me. But I am, before I get started, one last thing I'm going to do is grab my glasses and put those on. Because it's a good thing to have, right? Because it's just, you know, that little bit easier. So I promised Doctor Who minis, but that's not what we're going to get started with. So what we are going to get started with is the base is Iako's, but come on, let me edit the words. Color, thank you, properties. Hi there. There we go. We're going to start with rainbow. Hi, thank you for watching. We are going to start with rainbow. That's what we're going to get started with today for mini sets. So I have that one. What did I do with it? I had it. Oh, it's over here. Okay. So I know that there's still a rainbow that I have here, so that's what I'm going to do. So rainbow here. And we are going to get started. So red, because I'm that person that's going to do the rainbow in rainbow order. I am that person, because you have to do the rainbow in rainbow order, right? Like, so it's going to sit there. I have the red here, so. And actually, our rainbow is made up of colors we do dye individually, so that is totally something you can do if you want, is to, if you like really like the red in our rainbow, that's Lannister. If you really like the orange, it's a variation on Flaming June. The yellow in our rainbow is Apollo, and the green is Trefoil, if I remember correctly. The light blue is Namorita. The dark blue is Tardis, and the purple is Catherine of Aragon. So, but Twist, thank you for watching. It is appreciated. Bit of a slow start this morning because my computer needed to be restarted, but that's what we've got. I'm looking for the strand. I need to do the thing. Where's the strand? Where's the strand? There's the strand. All right, cool. So if the music is too loud or if I sound weird, please tell me. I cannot currently monitor my audio while also, yes, Rain Papa's idea. We are thinking about some special things to do on the website in the next couple of months, and I have kept that in mind. But yes, starting off with the rainbow. But yeah, if my audio is weird or funky or something's weird about it, please tell me. I cannot actually hear it because something got messed up on my computer and I need to do some things. But I said there would be a stream this morning, so I'm just going to roll with not being able to hear myself, at least in terms of the feedback and how I sound level-wise in OBS. So that's the thing. What did I just do with the... Oh, right. The red wasn't on a ring, so I'm like, what did I do with the ring for that? It wasn't on a ring. That would be why. Good job, me.
It's all about humanity.
There we go.
It's all about humanity.
Right. Yeah, I've got one, two, three, got 4 sets I want to do today in terms of minis, in terms of the total number of minis. 4 sets. Hopefully, I get to them all. I really need to do the Yakta set, which is Baranduin. I have that to do today. Yeah, we have some really fun color names. I know I'm just coming back around to your comment, but yes, we definitely have some fun color names. I gotta change one more setting on my computer real quick, so I gotta step out of the line of the camera here because I need to be able to actually physically reach my computer for this setting, because that's a thing. Where is that? Nope, not the right button. There it is. There we go. All right. And let's see. Okay, my audio seems good, so that's good. I'm going to turn up the background music just a little bit, and now I'm going to get back to putting the yarn on the thing. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Not sure what I was going to say. I was going to say something. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. No big deal. It'll come back around. But there we go. Whoa, that's way, way too big. OBS Studio. Oh, we had a disconnect. Oh no, disconnect. All right. Am I back now? I think I'm back. Sorry about the disconnect, everyone. Sorry about that. Um, for some reason, my internet connection has been a bit of a pain recently. So, like, I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, I'm sorry about that, y'all. That's very annoying, and I don't like when that happens because everything gets interrupted. I get like 8 visual notifications. It's like something went wrong. But think we're good now. Hopefully OBS behaves. Hopefully my internet connection behaves. I'm literally the only person home right now, the only person streaming, the only person even attempting to use the internet on my connection. So like, I'm not sure what happened there, but fingers crossed that we stay steady. I did a test before I started streaming and everything seemed all right. So I don't know what's going on with the signal. I've shut off like literally everything I could think of in terms of like other connections in the house. Like, right, unless I put my phone on like mobile data only, which I could do, right? But like my phone's probably pulling like so little that it doesn't really matter. I'm not sure, but anyways, I'm actually gonna get started winding now because I've got the force gains on. Of course, all technical difficulties and everything. Actually, I'm gonna dump this box real quick. There's a lot of stuff in here, so I'm gonna dump out this box. It's gotten very, very full. There we go. There we go. Nice empty box to put stuff in. Right. If anybody watching has any questions about the yarn or what I'm doing or anything like that, feel free to ask. Um, an AMA about yarn and 100 ravens, not necessarily about myself, obviously, because, this is the work Twitch, not my personal Twitch. But, if you have any questions about what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, how I'm doing it, etc., 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 feel free to ask. And if I go quiet for a time, it's because I'm focusing on what I'm doing. But, that's not a terrible thing. You can enjoy the music then. I feel like I should put like a giant green screen like right back here behind me or something, but I have to figure out a way to attach it to the ceiling because like, what would I do? Where else would I put it? Ooh, okay, something's up with the orange. That's never fun. So let's try to figure out what went wrong with that. All right, orange. You have... Oh, that was the one. Okay, this is... I put this one on the wrong way. That's just lovely. Okay, so... This is the most annoying part of this when something like this happens, where I thought I had this game the right way around, but I don't, and so this one is going a separate direction from the others, and so I need to take it off and turn it around and put it back. It's not the most fun thing in the world. So, got it off here. Turn it around, and there we go. All right, got it rotated. So I'm gonna attempt to put it back. All right, that should have fixed it. Fingers crossed that nothing else goes wrong or is an issue. Sometimes you just don't get them on the right way, no matter how much you try. You know, sometimes it's just a thing that happens. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I have that. All right, that's now at the same place as the other skeins. And now I can bring the green and yellow back around to attach them again, and let's try this again. There we go. Right, and there we go. That's one mini done of these 4 colors. Let's see. Yes, those are the ones I need. There we go. Oh, and I put them on the wrong way. I meant to put them on with green first, then yellow, then orange, then red at the far edge towards me, but I wasn't thinking. And, you know, sometimes you just, not your day sometimes. It really, come on. There we go. All right. So I want to do. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. All right, cool. That's what I wanted. There we go. Much better. All right, cool. Figured that out. Sorry, I had like a notification flashing at me. So like, you know, that's never a fun bit when you're like, what am I getting yelled at for? What's going on, right? Like, you know? So yeah, I was just like, what is it? But figured it out, and we're good to continue. All right. Did it to myself with these. I really did, because like I've been trying to put them on so that when I take them off, I can put them down on the table in the correct order. But alas, no dice. And I have a chopstick taped to the other side of the table here, and that's how I fold these in half. In case you were wondering, that's how that works. So, but yes, if you saw our social media post, and that might be why you're watching, you will see that I said we are going to be trying to do a weekly stream starting soon. So, we ordered cameras and equipment this past week, and we are going to be setting up our dye studio to stream from our dye studio. Now, I did a test stream a couple of months ago, back when we were thinking about it, just to see like what some of the setup might be and stuff like that. But we've now actually ordered the equipment, and we are going to get set up in a more permanent method. Hi, Zoe. Do you want to say hi to everyone? So just so you know, all of our yarns come from pet-friendly homes. This is Zoe. She's one of my girls. I have 2 cats. Yeah, you want to say hi? Look at all the pretty colors. Yeah, you go, girl. You a cute kitty? You know, your cushion is on the desk if you want. All right, down you go. We do our best to keep the cats from like at least like laying on the yarn or sleeping on it or anything like that, but I have cat hair on my clothes, I have cat hair on the table. There's cat hair in my house. No matter what I do, no matter how many times a day I vacuum, there's always going to be cat hair. So, unfortunately, you know, there will be some of it in the yarn. So, as a warning, our stuff does come from pet-friendly homes. But yes, we got equipment. That's what I was saying before, though. We did get equipment, and we are going to be setting up the studio for streaming. Now, it could be Becca, it could be me, but we are going to try to do one dedicated stream a week, and we are going to start by trying out Wednesday. Now, this might change. We might find that Wednesday doesn't work for us. We might find that Wednesday afternoon doesn't work for us. We might find another day that works better. We also might find another time that works better. So things are not going to be set in stone from the beginning, but we are going to try to find a time and a day of the week that works best for us. We are also, we might change it seasonally. We might decide we're going to be doing it in the mornings, East Coast time in the summer, and then in the afternoons, East Coast time in the fall, or whatever, right? We might be changing it now and then, but, um, you know, we'll see. We are going to actually use the schedule feature on Twitch. We are going to put our times on there. That I'll be doing that after the stream today, but not right now, but after the stream today. What you looking at, so? Oh, you're gonna go under the chair? Or behind the door? Yeah, the door's normally open. I normally have the door behind me open, but I shut it today so that you guys didn't see the hallway outside the room. But yeah. Yeah, I know, Zoe. I moved things. And I'd had like my spinning wheel and stuff all behind me, but I moved it so you guys could have a slightly nicer view to look at. Um, what, Zoe? Mau? Do you want your cushion? Do you want me to put you up on your cushion? Come here. Zoe, come here. No, don't jump up there. No, you cannot jump up on that. She was going to jump up on one of my yarn bins. How about you go on your cushion? Yeah, how about you go on your cushion? See? Cushion, there you go. Enjoy that. He is a very silly kitty at times. He really is. But what can you do? She's a cat. I literally have like a cat bed on the desk to keep her out of my arms while I'm working at the computer in order to, you know, she won't complain because she's sitting there next to me, but at the same time, like, I can still do stuff because she's not like in my arms. You know, it's a compromise that only sometimes works. You can, do you want to leave the room? Okay, so it was open enough for you to get in, but not open enough for you to leave? I think that's why she's complaining. You can leave. No, you can't get in the bag. No, the IKEA bag is not for you. I also think I figured out the trick to making the wireless headset work with OBS, at least in terms of like being able to hear what OBS is outputting as well as like actually using it as a mic by sending the mic input through a different program so OBS doesn't think it's coming from the headset. Hey! That's just a bag with a ball winder in it, Zoe. Like, it's just a ball winder. It's just a ball winder. It's nothing scary. Oh my god. She is such a skittish cat. Like, I swear. She is so skittish. Ooh, this is like... This camera's blown out a bit, but... Let's see. Will that make it focus a little bit? No, not really. I feel like this camera's blurry. Something just fell. You know what? I'm going to deactivate and reactivate this camera because... yeah, this is the thing. Deactivate. Come on. Deactivate and activate. That help? Oof, this one is misbehaving today. Wow. Well, that's at least in focus. Unfortunately, this is being very, very blown out right now. And I'm not sure what I can do about that, but you know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, I can only, camera's kind of mounted to my ceiling. It's a very low slope ceiling in here. You're just sitting there, Zoe. Good job. I know she's wandering around, because of course she is. So I think I'm gonna have to come up with a different layout for the Dye Studio in terms of like what you guys are seeing on screen. In terms of like where the cameras are and how big the chat is versus how big the cameras are and some other stuff. I'm gonna have to come up with, a new layout for the Dye Studio. I have to ponder on that a little bit. Oh, and I don't know if Becca could do the thing that I could, but she doesn't need audio because like when she's in the Dye Studio, she listens to like podcasts and stuff, but she doesn't like listening to music the way I like listening to music, or I like having a musical background on the stream when I'm doing this. So I can't watch any copyright TV or anything. I've been marathoning Mythbusters, but I can't watch that on stream. Can't watch Mythbusters on stream, unfortunately, because it's copyrighted. And I'd probably get sued by Discovery Networks if I even attempted it, which I'm not going to because I'm not that dumb. But yeah. Connection seems to have leveled out, which is a good thing. You know what, I'm gonna have some of my tea. My very nice, so I don't kill people mug. I made myself some very nice Earl Grey this morning. Gone a little cold, but that's okay. It's not bad cold, so, I don't mind. But I'm halfway through these colors already. That's not too bad. Or about halfway. It's 3.5 is really like the halfway point when you're doing 7 minis, but I've done 3. I'm about to do number 4. So when I'm done this one, I'll be more than halfway done these colors. There we go. I am counting how many times it goes around, so that's a thing. Like, partially, like, singing along with music. I wonder if I could watch, like, someone else stream on Twitch while I streamed on Twitch, or is that too, like, meta? Right? Like, is that too meta? Like, can I pull up somebody playing, like, Mario Maker and watch them, or somebody playing, like, a ROM hack or something of Mario or whatever, Can I pull up a speedrun and watch that, right? Like, I wonder if the copyright is on that. Like, could I watch, like, have, like, as background noise, like a speedrun or another Twitch stream or something? I have to look into that. I'm not sure I'd do that, because, like, it would probably be really annoying for people watching, but, probably be really annoying for the people watching, honestly. Like, so I probably won't do that, but yeah. I think I'll stick to the music. It's probably the safest option, and specifically, like, the royalty-free music. What you doing, Zoe? You just rubbing on that table? Okay. I have the monitor I'm looking at here for, chat. Keep an eye on chat. Not if there's much going on in chat, but, I am keeping an eye on it. On a little, like, side table that we used to have in the bedroom that then got replaced with something with drawers in it. And it's up here now, and it's now holding the monitor, so that works, right? It's out of sight for you guys, but I can see it easily, and yeah. Oh, lost a couple of viewers. Went from 3 to 1. Oh well, but if you're watching, thank you. Uh, Sven Schroeter, thank you for the follow. I just noticed that notification just popped up for me, and thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated, and thank you very much for following. There was a pop-up, I missed it, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm counting when I twist these up, so I get a little quiet when that's going on, because I count the number of twists I put in it so that they're all consistent across the board. How did I put this in the right, like, info? Yes, makers and crafting. Okay, yes, I am in the right, like, category. I was like making sure, because, like, for some reason, like, I just wasn't. I was like, what? Like, wasn't sure, but yeah. All right, so on to the next one. So 2 more minis left to do on these 4 colors, and then on to the rest of the rainbow. Right, there we go. And I was smart this time. I actually pre-printed all of the labels that I need, because that's a thing that I haven't done in the past, where, like, before I started a stream, I didn't pre-print all the labels. But I did this time. I remembered. Gotta remember when I post this to YouTube to um, credit the people who made the music, so that, you know, we don't get copyright strikes on YouTube. But I credit them, we'll be fine. So I gotta remember to do that when I post this. But it's another thing I'm gonna work on. I'm not doing it now because like uploading multi-gig files to YouTube and like streaming to Twitch at the same time. Not the best thing in the world. Oh, that's my cousin was after he uses that, because like my cousin was watching my personal Twitch stream yesterday when I was playing Okami HD, and he was saying how he's got a piece of software on his computer that lets him split off the audio from different programs, and I think that would solve the like residual audio issue I have with OBS and Twitch and stuff, and excuse me, desktop audio. So yeah, I need to ask him what program that is that he uses, what program my cousin uses. All right, there we go. Oh, where'd the end of this go? Come here. Nope. Okay, can't stretch that around that way, so we're just gonna do it this way. That works. Is what it is. I assure you there is enough yarn in the mini, there's just no extra yarn in the mini. So I always wind them a little heavy. So there is at least the minimum of yarn, but there might sometimes be some extra. Wow, I put too many twists in that. I don't know what I was thinking. Wow, that was good. There we go. That's the correct number of twists. That was smooth. There we go. That's the correct number. I put like 2 extra twists in that one for some reason. I'm like, why did it count to 2 more than I actually like needed? I don't even know. Like, that was a brain fart. But yeah, we going over Becca's tomorrow because we are doing a talk for the Green Mountain Knitting Guild, which is which is an affiliate chapter of the TKGA, and we're going to be doing a talk at their monthly meeting tomorrow. So if you're a member of them, check it out. But yeah, I'm going to be going over Becca's tomorrow for that, and so we're going to try to get the studio set up then for some streaming. And get her computer set up to stream as well. Because, yeah, she can't have my computer all the time because I'm not always going to be there when she streams. So, I have to make sure that her computer is set up properly. Which will be interesting because I haven't really done much setup of OBS on a Mac, so that'll be interesting. Now I'm going to put these on in the order I wanted those colors on because, you know, I like to pull them off in a certain order as well. There's the other end of this. Wow, okay, is this... Wow, okay. The problem with purple is that it's dark and hard to see. There we go. Okay, so that is the side I want. I want it like this. All right. I'm like double checking the yarn now because, yeah. You know? Gotta be sure. Gotta be sure. Again, notifications on my computer. Like, what gives computer? Could you just stop, please? Like, please? Like, please, just stop. Come on. There we go. Okay, like, oh my god. Sorry, I had to restart my computer twice before I started the stream today, so, you know, it's fun times there. But, you know, it is what it is. But hey, if you're watching, thank you for checking it out. It's appreciated. And yeah, I'm going to keep going with these. Hi, Zoe. She's like just sitting on the floor over there. I don't even know why. She's just sitting on the floor over there. Where's my watch going? Oh, workout finished. I was not working out, stupid smartwatch. Got a new smartwatch because my old one finally bit the dust, and yeah. Like, it's like, I'm not actually working out right now. Why? I mean, you know, this is a physical activity, but I'm not actually doing, like, a proper workout. But the watch doesn't seem to realize that. Alright. Now those can go in the bag down there. So yeah, but the colors that make up the rainbow are actually colors we dye. So we have Lannister, a variation of Flaming June, Apollo, Trefoil, Namorita is this blue, which is like almost the color of like my wall. Oh no, this one's lighter. No, this is actually pretty close to the color of my wall. Namorita. And then we have Tardis is this blue, and then Catherine of Aragon. Normally when we dye, so when I say a variation of Flaming June, normally when we dye Flaming June, we'll have like the big loop of the skein like this, and we'll dye like all of it. We'll dye like 3/4 of it orange, and we'll leave like a tip of yellow, so like it'll be like, you know, orange from like here down. When we dye it for the rainbow set, sorry, I'm trying to sneeze. When we dye it for the rainbow set, we actually dye the whole skein to make it orange. So we actually dye it Apollo first, and then over dye to make it orange. So Flaming June, fun fact, Flaming June starts out as Apollo. We normally leave a tip of yellow, but when we do it for the mini set, we don't. So that's what you'll notice, is that like these don't have any of that yellow in it, but if you look at this like full skeins of Flaming June on the website, you will see that, in fact, it has that tip of yellow. I will say, I don't know where the name Flaming June came from. That color was one Kel came up with years before I was involved in the business, so I don't know where that color came from, but I can tell you that Flaming June starts off as Apollo. Tricky part of having my tea right here, which you can't see, but it's right here, is that I need to make sure I don't put yarn in it. Like when I get rid of the little bits in the box, I have to make sure I don't put them in my tea. But if anyone has any questions about what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, how I'm doing it, about the business, etc., feel free. I mean, I could just keep prattling on, but you know, it's also nice if like I have questions. No pressure though. Like seriously, like no pressure. If you guys don't want to chat, because I see there's a few people watching. If you guys don't want to chat, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. There we go. First minis of this are ready. I'm gonna jam to the music sometimes too. There we go. So now you can see why I wanted the minis on a certain order, because now I can put them down in this order, 1, 2, 3, instead of having to go backwards like I did for the other colors, because I wasn't thinking when I put them on the winder. There we go, Namarita and TARDIS, which they are actually different blues. Like if I hold them up to this camera, you can see that they're different blues. So this one's Namarita is a much brighter blue, and TARDIS is a much deeper, richer blue. There we go, that's a good angle for them. You can see the difference there. And of course, every time I come over here, the cat just looks at me like, what are you doing? Right, I need to remember. Let's see, how do we say that name? I'm gonna say something Palmer, CTLN Palmer. Thank you for the follow. It is appreciated. I hope you are enjoying the stream. Caitlin or Palmer. Okay. How about Caitlin? I wasn't sure because there was like no vowels in there. I'm just like, but no. Okay, Caitlin works. Thank you for the follow, and thank you for watching. What is that icon? What is that Twitch icon you have? Is that a dinosaur? Oh, GlitchCon 2020. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I like that badge. That's neat. There we go. Well, I think I lost Yes, I did. Okay, blue went a little walkabout here. TARDIS decided to misbehave. Go a little walkabout here in terms of like the end that was stuck to the Velcro, but it's stuck. Stayed put, so good enough. There we go. Problem solved. But yes, you know, weird pronunciations of people's screen names aside, the follow is appreciated. Thank you very much. There we go. All right. I always like untwist the minis a little bit and then twist them back so that I make sure they look, nice and even. Because, presentation is always a good thing, especially when they're all bundled up and we ship them off to customers. All right, let's go. And you might notice that sometimes I like rotate this all the way back around. That's because it's got a stable point that's like somewhere around here, and I like to have it sit at that stable point while I'm dealing with the other winder. So even if like it's like just gone past it, I'll bring it all the way back around so that it can sit and I can have like slack in these instead of it being tight. It's easier to deal with everything when none of it's moving. Why am I getting notifications? Don't people know I'm streaming? Well, nobody personally, like, I'm not on my personal, so people aren't like, people don't know I'm streaming there. There we go. All right, nope, don't be tangled, you silly thing. Tangled bad, stop it. Thank you. Hey, looks like a few more people popped in. Welcome, thank you. I am winding mini skeins for our website for us to sell because we need them to, because customer orders them, we need them, so. And I am counting how many times around this one goes so that all of the minis are the same size. A lot of counting in this. I've had people ask me, like, how can you, like, just stand there and count all day? I'm like, I actually find it kind of soothing. Like, if I'm not doing it on stream, I'll literally just have, like, a show I like on in the background, normally, like, Mythbusters or, like, somebody playing a video game on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, and I'll just go. It doesn't, to me, counting to the same numbers over and over and over again doesn't bother me, so I'm happy to do it. which honestly made Becca's son very happy because he got roped into doing minis once in a while and he didn't like doing it. And it's like, nope, you can do it. Now that's why she's sitting where she is on the floor. She found a little bit of sunshine. So the cat's sitting in the little spot of sunbeam on the floor. There we go. Well, we're halfway through these colors, so then it'll be on to the next colorway mini set. Be on to the next mini set after these three are done. And I'll stop like keeping y'all in suspense and I'll do Doctor Who next. I promise. Because like I said on social, I'm gonna be doing the Doctor Who mini, so I'll do those when Rainbow is done. Whoop, and that was good. Alright, gotta restart this one. Sometimes they just slip off your fingers. Well, there we go. Doo-doo. Has anyone started knitting Birdie's mitts from the inauguration? I'm not going to get too political here, but I'm literally just going to talk about Birdie's mittens because apparently, like, everyone went bonkers for them, and just he's become a meme in the last like 2 days. And I've literally seen like 6 different charts for the Fair Isle pattern that is the back of like the mittens that everyone saw. So I just think it's really funny that it's been like 48 hours. There's already like at least a half dozen patterns out there for these mittens. It amuses me. There are some determined knitters out there. There we go. All right, so actually, before I do, I'm just going to warn y'all now, before I do the Doctor Who minis, I'm going to take a quick break and already knit herself a pair. Wow, did she use like super bulky or like bulky or something? More of a crocheter. I'm sure somebody will figure out a crochet pattern. Because I know you can do multicolored crochet, not too difficultly. I know how to crochet, but I'm not like a crocheter. Um, but yeah, did she use like really thick yarn or something? Because like, fingering it would be like really hard to do with set of mittens. I think they were like a bulky, but yeah. She's super quick. Yeah, I mean honestly, like so his mittens were an upcycled sweater. That's a crafter in Vermont had taken all these old sweaters and made them into mittens. She tweeted about it. I saw an article that had a link to her tweet, and I read the tweet. Um, and it looked like the sweater that the mittens had been made out of was like a thicker yarn, like a worsted or a bulky. And so if it's worsted or bulky, it would knit up pretty quickly. Yeah, but Oh yeah, totally. I actually bought way back when I was just starting getting into like yarn crafting stuff. I bought a sweater from Goodwill that was a cashmere sweater, but it had some holes in it, and they were selling it for like $2. And so I bought it and I completely unraveled it and then used it as yarn to make something. I mean, it was like a 20% cashmere, like 80% wool sweater, something like that. So it wasn't like it was a pure cashmere sweater or anything, but it was, got to use some nice yarn for cheap with some effort. So, see, and with these ones, unlike the first four colors, these ones have a little bit left. Not a lot, but a little bit. And that just happens because, like, they're all the skeins are a little different. Some of them are a little heavier than others. None of them are ever like underweight, but a lot of them are over. But the amount they're over when we get them from the mill really varies from skein to skein. And so, it looks like, I ran out of the TARDIS. I had no TARDIS left, like no wraps of TARDIS left. But here I have both Catherine and Namorita. I have a little bit left of each of these. So, it really depends on the skein whether there's a little bit left or not. Um, uh, Crystal Twist, who was in here earlier, she had the idea of us taking like the leftovers from the Rainbow Minis and making poppers out of them, and I do like that idea. But we're trying to get some stuff up on the website to do something, so that might be coming. No guarantees. Whoop, there we go. Come on, behave. Thank you. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this back, move this off the table, and we are going to bundle up the minis. So I have mini set bands. I thought ahead this time, and I pre-printed the sticky labels for them. So this is rainbow. I think I might have to cut more actually before we are finished with today. I think I might have to cut more before we are done with today. But I'm also checking which way the paper is in the printer because I just realized I think it's the wrong way around. Because like there's two sides to this paper, and I think that I have it like in like upside down. At least in terms of like one side versus the other. I don't know. It's really hard to tell. Like the paper looks pretty darn similar on each side, but I'm gonna just flip it over and try it like that for the next batch of labels. Not that it's super important or anything, but it is what it is. I have 7 of these though. Yes, I do have 7. But I'm going to have to cut more. I have more printed, but I'm going to have to cut more for the Doctor Who set because I only have 2 more pre-cut after I'm done with the rainbow set. So I like to pre-sticky the bands before I put them on because for me that's easier. Becca does it a different way when she does it, but this is the way I like doing it. This is what works for me. This is what I do. And of course, I didn't put rainbow as like the first column on the sheet of sticker, so I have to like pull it out of the middle because I didn't put these on here in the order I was planning to wind them today. I put them on here in the order of what order I thought of them for what color do I need to line today. Oh, that one. Oh, that one. Oh, that one. You know. So go back over here. Rainbow. All right, there we go. Now I just take one of each color, and wow, that's, yeah, the red is like, look how blown out that is. The red really blew out the camera, because this is a really bright red. I'll hold it up to the other camera, because that one's a little better. This camera, this one here, is a little old. When I say old, I mean it's like 7, so let's see. The colors are very bright in this rainbow. But we bundle them up. Seriously, what just fell? Seriously, what just fell? What just... Oh, the cat tried to jump up and she knocked something over and scared herself. That's what just happened. But here we go. There's a mini set. And yeah, the red is totally blowing out the camera. Like, that red is very, very bright. Very, very bright red. Doctor Who probably won't blow this camera out as much because it's more subtle colors that aren't as like vibrant. Now don't get me wrong, we like our vibrant colors, we really do, but we also have some that aren't quite as eye smarting. And trust me, Lannister, which is what the red is bright. It's a very bright red. You know, think like fire engine red, bright. But there we go. They're all little bundles. Have an IKEA bag that I'm tossing them in under the table, so that's where they're all going to go back to Becca's when I go over there tomorrow. Bring them back so that we have rainbow for when a customer orders rainbow. Now it's just kind of just make sure, you know, the bundle looks okay. I mean, yeah, sure, they're going to get stuffed in a mailer and then they're going to, you know, get put through the mail. But, you know, we still try to make them look nice before they hit the mail. Oh, where's my mouse? There's my mouse. All right, I think what I'm going to do is when this song is over, because it's almost there, I'm going to go to a different. And there we go. I'm going to go back to that song. I like that song. Well, not a song. This is like an hour-long track that has like a whole bunch of other songs in it. But, you know, we'll go back to this one. All right. These are all bundled up. They're all labeled. And they're all put underneath. So what I'm going to do is I need to run downstairs and get something. So I'm going to take a quick, less than 5-minute break. And I will be back ASAP. So see you guys in a minute or two. And we're back. All right, so we get back to winding, and now, as promised, I'm going to do the Doctor Who set. So let me just, no, not that. Thank you. Color, thank you. Properties. There we go. That's if I can spell Doctor right. Doctor Who. That's who we are doing now. We're doing the Doctor Who set. All right, so let's get started on that. So let's see. Which ones do I want to do? You know what? I'll do these three. I'll do these. That one. Let's do all of the. You know, I'm going to do these four together because I feel like it. Because that's how I roll. So, and our Doctor Who mini set is actually made up of all of our. I think actually we have 7 Doctor Who colorways. So, you're starting off with the one I'm putting on the winder first is Captain Jack. So here, you see, goes from a blue-gray to a blue. Captain Jack, well, Jack Harkness, but you know, just Captain Jack for short. That's who we're starting with, at least because that's the one I grabbed because he wasn't on a ring. Or well, he was on a ring, but he wasn't like in this game. What, Zoe? You want to come in here? Oh my goodness. I shut the door just a little bit more than I had before when I came back up, and she was just like, no, I want in, even though it was open. So, and then you have TARDIS again, because obviously you can't have a Doctor Who set without TARDIS. So, more TARDIS. Just, you know, Zoe. Zoe, you're allowed to leave the room, you know. The door is open. It's not closed. Really, Zoe? You're just gonna climb on the stuff that's under there? Good job, cat. Good job. So, Captain Jack, we have TARDIS. Then we have, this one is Rose Tyler, which is a little, this is definitely like a little yellow. This is not right. I'm going to hold it in front of the other camera and see. What the hell else I hit my head on the ceiling? That's good. Oh yeah, this is better. So this is Rose Tyler. But these ceilings are very low. What are you doing behind there, Zoe? What are you doing? Are you sitting on the stuff? You're sitting on my shawl. I have a shawl under there, and she's just like, made it into a bed, apparently. What we have. This is Rose Tyler. This one, does that camera have any filters on it? Because like I'm wondering if I put a filter on that camera before because I've been having issues. So if let's try turning that filter on because I've had issues with that camera before, like not behaving. So let's do that. So which direction is this going? That one's going that way. All right. So there's Tyler. And then, of course, if we have Rose Tyler, we have to have Bad Wolf. Because if you have Rose Tyler, you have to have Bad Wolf. Because of course you do, right? You have to have Bad Wolf Girl, right? Like, come on. So, Bad Wolf, which is Rose Tyler with a gray glaze over it. To make it a little more mysterious. Maybe not mysterious, but more, I don't know, less like bright, regular pink. But yes, if you have a Rose Tyler, you have to have a Bad Wolf. And when I undo the stain, you can see, I'll hold up into the other camera because it's easier. You can see, on this one, you can see how we have, you know, regular Rose Tyler at this end, and then we've dyed it in a gradient to make it darker at this end. So if I lay it out, you can see how we've over-dyed a portion of the skein to make the color. And I'll bring the other colors over to the second camera so you guys can see them while I'm winding these four. But then, so we have Captain Jack, TARDIS, Rose Tyler, Bad Wolf, and then we also have in this set, we have the Last Centurion. So that's Rory, right? Rory Pond's the Last Centurion. I'm not all up to date on the 11th Doctor stuff, but we have Last Centurion here. You can see Last Centurion. We have Gallifrey. This is Gallifrey. As you can see, this has a white tip to it and then a very deep saturated purple. Let's see. Very saturated. So we have Gallifrey. Lastly, for the colors, because gotta have one of the baddies in there somewhere, we have Weeping Angels, which is a very like lilac-y kind of gray, but yes, we have Weeping Angels as well. It's like a pinkish purple gray. It's not a blue gray. It's definitely like a more reddish gray, but we have Weeping Angels. So those are the other three colors in the Doctor Who set. Now that I've told you what all the colors are, time to get to winding. So I feel like, if I say, oh, the Doctor Who set is made up of all our Doctor Who colorways, I need to tell you what all the colorways are, right? I feel like I need to tell you the names of the colors, right? Like I feel like that's a thing that I should do. So. Yep. I think, though, we spelled it. Gallifrey is spelled, I believe, is how you actually spell Gallifrey, because there is a proper spelling for the Doctor's home planet. But yes, that is Captain Jack. Yep, so. Yep. There we go. Full list. With the way we spell them, which is not necessarily, I think that's how the show spells them, but yeah. Decided, I should give you all the names. And that you can actually get all of these colors individually on our website as well. We don't do them. No, Zoe, you cannot get in that bag. Goodness, cat. We do sell all the... No, it's fine. I'm just, I've had to type it enough to make labels for the color because I have to print the labels, that I know how it's spelled. That's actually not coming from a fandom perspective. That's coming from I need to spell it to print the stickers that make the color labels for the yarn perspective of that's how I have the spelling. It's not like a fan thing. But I think we spell it the same way the show spells it, so that's why I think it's the show. But yeah, yeah. So no, it wasn't like, you're not a big fan or anything. It was just I've just typed it onto a label enough when I've been labeling yarns that I have the spelling in my brain. I haven't seen any, cause like, okay, so here's the thing. The internet is full of Doctor Who spoilers. It's referencing so many other shows and other stuff that, like, you know what, I don't even bother with spoilers for Who, because the show is so, like, convoluted at times anyways, that even if I get spoiled on something that I haven't watched yet, I can guarantee you by the time I come back around to it, like, when I ever get around to watching it, I'm not going to remember. So, like, with Who, I don't really care about spoilers. So, like, I will freely say that I've not watched, the 12th or 13th Doctor, simply because I'm working a full-time job, and I like to knit in my free time, and my husband and I like to watch streamers when we're sitting on the couch at night, and so, like, I don't have a lot of time to watch Who, and there's a lot of Who. There is a lot of Who. You can leave, Zoe, if you want. The door is... You can go, cat. Oh, my God. Like, the door being remotely closed is a barrier to her, I swear. But anyways, yeah, so, like, I definitely watched the 9th and the 10th Doctor, and the smidge of the start of 11, so that was, Eccleston, Tennant, and then Smith, but, I haven't watched really any of, 12 or 13, though I know that, the Doctor's now a woman now, I am aware of that. What are you doing, Zoe? Really? What are you doing? You're on the bin under the table. Could you not? Sorry, the cat is being very silly. But I've also watched... Hi there, Snyder Spindle. Thank you for watching. But I have also watched uh like a lot of the old two because my husband and I watched a whole bunch of it back when we were still living in our apartment. We watched a whole bunch of like the old Who, like first and second Doctor, like old Who. So I almost stopped counting at the wrong number. That would have been good. What are you doing, Zoe? She is just getting into everything and wandering around. I'm like, Cat, you are not helping right now. You are not helping. For real? Oh my God, Zoe. I have a bin under this table that's like yarn I'm destashing on Ravelry, and the bin's closed. Like there's a lid on the bin, but she keeps jumping onto the lid. I'm just like, could you not? Yes. But hi, Snyder. Welcome to the stream. If you have any questions, sorry, I was in the middle of a Doctor Who rant when you said howdy, even though I said hi. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, who 100 Ravens is as a company, etc., feel free to ask. Warmhead, you are also totally allowed to ask any questions you want. I was just addressing Snyder because they popped in and said hi. You know what? If she's just going to sit on the bin, I'll let her just sit on the bin. So you can see how the pink becomes more mottled when we turn the skein into a mini. So, here we go. That is exactly what I'm doing, Snyder. Also called mini skeins. These are little mini hanks. So what we do is we take a full size 400 yard or 400 and some odd yards, depending on what yarn base I'm winding, skein of fingering, and break it down into 7 little skeins. And the reason we do this, instead of using mini skeins or mini hanks or whatever you'd like to call them that come from the mill, is because, in all honesty, this is going to sound really pretentious, but I swear it's not. Captain Jack, all minied up. We were doing minis before having mini skeins was really popular. I'm not trying to be like super hipster about it. I'm just literally saying that like we were doing this in like 2012. So like, mini skeins weren't really popular in 2012, right? So like, I'm not saying for it to be like super hipster. We were doing it before it was cool. Just statement of fact kind of thing. I'm not trying to be pretentious. But so we break our full size skeins down into 7 little skeins, and that is because the rainbow, which is the mini set I wound before you got here, before we went to the break, actually has 7 colors. And this was our original mini set. So this mini set, Rainbow, here, was the very first mini set we ever actually sold. And Kel came up with it and designed it for a Pride event way back in 2012, 2013, something like that. And Kel used 7 colors, so it made sense to dye 7 skeins and break the skeins into 7 little skeins so that you could have 7 colors in the little bundles. And we've just continued using that 7 number ever since. So every mini set we do, except for Acer, which has 6 colors, all of the fingering weight sets we do, I'll specify, all of the fingering weight mini sets we do have 7 colors. But, minis are now a thing. A lot more people have minis now. You can buy undyed mini skeins from the mills. The problem is that the mill that we use as our source for our yarn has minis that equal 5 skeins a hank. We're doing 7, so unless we redid all of our colors to be only 5 shades instead of 7 in a set, we couldn't do it. So we still break down minis ourselves instead of using pre-made ones from our mill. So that is a very long explanation to that very short comment you made. But also another reason for us to do the mini sets is it's easier to dye a gradient across a set of 7 full skeins as opposed to dyeing a gradient across, say, a yarn blank, which we then unwind and make a cake to have a single strand, 400 yard or so gradient. Now, that's just us. We've been doing it this way for years. The minis were done this way before I ever started working for 100 Ravens. So, like, it's been a very long time. But, there are multiple ways to do it. You could, if you wanted a gradient, you could do, that. For us, because we have some of these sets that are not gradients, like Doctor Who, we still couldn't dye this. This mini set, we couldn't dye as a single strand gradient on a blank because just couldn't dye all these colors together on one single strand of yarn without a lot of work. It's a lot easier to just dye all the skeins like we normally would and then break them down into the smaller ones. And that way also we don't have to adjust our dye recipes or anything. We use the same for the skein of Rose Tyler or Bad Wolf or Tortoise or Gallifrey, whatever that we put in the set. We just use the same exact recipe for dyeing the full skein, for selling the full skein. So we don't have to make any recipe adjustments, we don't have to make any changes in our dye process. There's just one extra step of I bring all the yarn home and turn it into minis. If you have any questions about that whole, that info dump I just gave you, feel free to ask us any, clarifying questions if you need them. I think after today, I'm gonna have to have my husband help me order a new dry fan for this thing because this dry fan is wicked loose. And I was slowing down on this round of turning because it was getting a little wobbly. So, but he said that he knows exactly what we need to buy on McMaster. So I'll have him help me put in a McMaster order when he gets home from work today. Unfortunately, he still has to go into work. He can't work from home with the pandemic. I can work from home. I mean, I can wind minis in my house just as easily as I can wind them at Becca's house. But, um, he can't. Unfortunately, the things he works with can't bring him home. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to bring home manufacturing quality lasers. They're apparently regulated at the federal level. Because they're dangerous, because they can cut stuff. So, he still has to go into the office. Because he can't play with the lasers at home. I'm not sure if the color is better with the filter I'd made on or off. I think I'm going to turn it back off just to see, because, I'm not... I think this looks terribly good. So let's see here. Whoop! Hello! I clicked the wrong button. That was good. Let's see. Filters. Let's turn this back off. Yeah, that's better. You know what? I'm just going to leave it with the filter off, because that looks better. Okay. If anybody else has any questions, feel free as well. I don't mind answering them. But our yarn, about 100 ravens, the dye process, what fibers we have, etc. The base, Iacos, that you see on screen, because I put the base name up, that is our 100% superwash merino fingering. It's a 2-ply. It's 400 yards a skein. So that's a 100-gram skein. Because yes, we mix imperial weight, metric weight with imperial length because we are terrible people. Just joking. We're not like terrible people, but I joke that every time you mix measurements, like somebody, like some mathematician dies or something. you every time an American starts using metric, an angel gets its wings or something silly like that. Right, I'm gonna try something. I just had an idea for lighting the yarn on the table there because I have a folding chair outside the room here, and if I put the folding chair next to the table here, I could put the light on it that I'm using. Just drop everything. Maybe. Nope, that's not gonna work. It's not high enough. Well, my idea sucked. My idea doesn't work. My idea doesn't work. Oh well. What could I put it on? Oh, I could put it on my sewing basket. That would do it. So I'm like, I want to get the colors in the yarn cam, as I'm calling it, accurate. So let's try putting my sewing basket on the chair. Oh yeah, that'll work. And then putting the light on the. No, it needs to be up here. Yeah, that's not working. Okay, never mind. Bad idea. Not doing it. Not doing it. Sewing basket back over here on top of my sewing machine. This is also my craft room along with my office. And folding up the chair. There we go. Okay, back to mini winding. Yes, I took my meds today. Why do you ask? It's bugging me. I keep wanting to fiddle with it. It's just I should stop fiddling with it, but I want to I want color accuracy. I really do, and that's why I keep touching it and fiddling with it because if I turn that on, that might help. There we go. Whoa, that went way off. Wow. Okay, I turned the auto white balance back on and it went way off. That went very blue. Wow, that went blue. Wait, hold this up, will you? Though that's more accurate on my screen, color-wise at least, actually. So the light in here is unfortunately very blue because the walls of this room are painted blue. There's gonna be blue light in this room. I literally cannot do anything about it unless I paint. So I'm just gonna leave it and see what it does. It might auto adjust some more as it settles with the auto back on. Apparently I had the auto balance off, which I don't know why I turned it off. That was stupid, but is what it is. Whoop, hello. Don't want to take that strand. Thank you. But yeah, questions are good. Comments are good. Just, if you're just using this for ASMR, that works too. I'm probably blathering too much for it to be true ASMR. All right. That's done. So basically halfway through these colors. So we've done 4 of each, so, and I need 7 of each, so getting there. There we go. Alright. Alright, there we go. Come on, behave, Yarn. Thank you. There we go. Alright. What is with all of the freaking notifications today? Like, seriously? Oh my god, stop it. Oh, hi. Why? Leave me alone. Stupid notifications. There we go. Hey. Sometimes you just gotta. This kind of stuff is just annoying. Like, what the? Alright. Little mini skein number 5 out of these, so 2 more to go on these colors, and then off to the rest of the 3. I have 4 mini sets I want to get done, so that's what I'm planning to do while I'm here. There's the 4th. So when I'm done Doctor Who, I'll be halfway there. You comfy under there, Zoe? Yeah. She's sleeping on the lid of a plastic bin, and yet she like seems happy as a clam. Why are cats so weird? Like, why are cats so weird? Two more minis out of these colors. And then time to label them, bag them, and on to the next. I think I'll do... Branduine next. My husband, being the engineer he is, like, every time he watches me wind, or when he sees me winding or whatever, and he's like, why don't you just like have a counter that automatically does it, and then it'll just turn and stop and da-da-da, and I'm just like, I have my hands on it, and something goes wrong, I can stop it faster than if I'm not touching it, and it's just kind of doing its own thing. Because yarn gets tangled in dye pot. We try as hard as we can to keep the skeins, like, we try really hard to keep the skeins organized and not let them get tangled in the dye pot, but sometimes it just happens. And so if a skein is tangled and the machine is just doing its thing and I'm not here with like my hands on it and something goes wrong, I can't stop it in time to keep the yarn from, say, snapping or something. Whereas if I have my hands on it, the motor on this is not strong at all. It's really not. I can stop it with my hands. And so by being able to just grab it quick and stop it and then turn it off, it's, little lower chance of a breakage in the yarn. Okay, you focused up here. Can you focus down here, please? There we go. Thank you. There we go. Got it to focus. I tend to go with the music, sorry. Oh my god, why am I getting my messages? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure, fine, whatever. Problem with being on email chains is that if somebody hits reply all, reply all is not fun on email chains. Well, that was good. Whoop. There we go. That was a good mess I made of that. At least this box wasn't full of yarn anymore and it didn't go all over the entire freaking room, because that would have been bad. There we go. Let's go all the way around. Nope, that was not going to go all the way around. Okay, cool. That happens. Not the end of the world. There we go. There we go. That's all of that wolf done. All of Rose Tails. Alright. Here's all of TARDIS done. TARDIS. And all of Captain Jack. There we go. So let's do Gallifrey. Nope, nope, I need the ring. Come here, ring. Bad ring. Don't run away from me. Oh, just put all the rings on the thing. Right, there we go. I'll put Weeping Angels in the middle, because why not? This was a skein that had gotten kind of messed up in the dye pot, so I've actually already, like, tried to straighten it out a little bit before I picked it up today to wind, because it was not in the best of shape. And like I said, we try our best sometimes with the dyeing, but sometimes the skeins just don't want to cooperate. They really don't, and so, we can only do so much. We're only human. But you can see now that I've undone the skein, you can see that the last Centurion has a white tip on the skein, and we dye it, in the pot like this to get the darker end of the loop. Okay, that's the one I want to go in this way. All right. Come on. There we go. Yep. Okay. There's always a definite like inside strand and outside strand of the skein, and I always want to get the outside strand when winding the mini skein, because then it's easier to pull off here and onto here. You have the outside strand. That's what I always try to get. You hear the fans on my laptop going. Because yes, I am using a laptop for this stream. Granted, it's a gaming laptop, but it's still a laptop. I can hear the fans. Like, with the headphones on, I can hear the fans. But it also has, like, honking huge fans, so that's a thing, too. It has, like, really large fans. What are you? How did this get... Oh, that's not good. Okay, well... That explains a few things. Oh, boy. Well, I mean, still the number of wraps, everything's still good. So, you know what? I need to tighten this because it moves, it turns out. Here we go. Really, Zoe? You're a silly kitty. Meow. Meow. You can leave if you want. The door's open. No, you're just gonna sniff around some more? How about you don't put it in this bag? How about you don't do that? This can go up there. I do not want you in there. No, bad kitty. Really, Zoe? So you'll see something interesting with Last Centurion and Gallifrey once I get them the off the winder here, because they're tipped, right? So there's a section of them that's white. But when we make them into a mini skein, you see that the white gets distributed throughout the mini because this is a different radius than this. Zoe, there's no catnip there. No. Want to get on the chair? You can get on the chair. There you go. Good girl. Cats. Like, I swear. Really, Zoe? Really? That's what we're doing now. So you can see how in this one, I don't know how well you can see it on your screen, it depends, but yeah. There's no catnip over there. What is wrong with you? You guys can't see it because it's like right behind the big winder here, but there is a chair over there, like a big like circle chair you can sit in. I had it back in college in the dorm. But yeah, here, so you can really see it with Gallifrey here. I'll hold it up to this camera. You can see here that white gets more distributed throughout the skein, so it's not a tip anymore in the mini skein. It's in fact all through. Now the colors will pool, like Gallifrey and Last Centurion will definitely pool, right? The white, depending on your stitch count, can definitely pool, or it can flash. Same with Captain Jack, because he's a 50-50. He's two colors. It's really hard to see on this camera, but it's a gray and a blue together. And so, same with Bad Wolf, actually, because you can see there's the multiple shades in there, so it can pool or it can flash, depending on what you do with it. So it really, like, they knit up very differently depending on, you know, how many stitches you have, what your gauge is, etc. It's pretty interesting to see all the projects people make out of our yarn. She is not settling. Will you just settle down? So I know I'm not sitting in the desk chair. She only really settles when I'm sitting in the desk chair. I think what I'm going to do when I'm done this color, when I'm done these minis, is I'm going to take another quick break so I can sit down, because I have now been standing with only that very short break earlier where I didn't really sit down for about almost 2 hours now. So, because when I wind, I do it standing up. So once I'm done these minis, which granted I still have 5 more minis to wind off of these skeins, I think I'll take a quick break so I can sit down for about 5 minutes and then come back and wind the next set. If I pull the chair back, she'll jump up, because like right now she's not like jumping up on the cushion I have for her on the desk, which I think she'd settle if she could get up there. So Zoe, you want to jump up? Come on. Come on, Zoe, you can jump up on the chair. Yeah. Come on, you can jump up on the chair. Come on, you can jump up. Good girl. And then here's your cushion. Go on, get on your cushion. Good girl. Good girl. You use that cushion. Good girl. I think she's nervous about the cushion though, because like I got a boom arm for the mic for the not built into the headset mic I use when I stream to my channel, and it's next to her cushion, and I think having something new there kind of set her off a little bit. She's a very nervous kitty, a very, very nervous kitty. Yeah, you're gonna sit in the chair instead. You're gonna sit on my cushion. Thought I heard another. No, I didn't hear another cat. Okay. Oh, and now she's meeting cat cushion. Lovely. Really, Zoe? That's my good orthopedic one. Yeah, meow. What? What? Hey, no, get down, 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 off. Yeah, no, down. Cat. Right? I swear. Cats. Always trouble. Always trouble. Come on. What? Why'd you do the thing? There you go. That was weird. Alright, that was weird. Something was funky with the thing. Okay, alright. Well, now that I've yelled at the cat, there we go. Alright. Alright, 4 more minis to go. My light keeps changing because like it goes from sunny to overcast to sunny to overcast. Like it was supposed to be like all sunny and like above freezing today, and apparently that is not what we are getting. Like that is not. No, it is below freezing right now. Holy crap! It's supposed to. No, it's not below freezing. Okay, my watch was wrong. The weather sync on my watch was wrong. But still, like it was supposed to be like full sun, and it's very much not full sun. I'm taking these off. They're starting to with the big over ear headphones. The glasses are starting to like dig into the side of my head a little bit, so I'm going to take those off. I can see everything still fine. It's just more of a fine detail thing at a distance. So, all right. This is 4 done. we go. All right, number 5.
So I've come to the conclusion, just a rotten piece of fruit. So I'll end up dying slowly, rotting away. See, I just want to be able to climb without a fall, to get out of this maze and run. Please strike me thunder. Let me get closer to the light. Please strike me thunder. So I can be great. So I've come to the conclusion, I'm just one man amongst thousands. In this world I loathe, I'm sure they'll do fine without me. The chemicals in my head don't work as yours, 'cause every piece of bread is a little bit of happiness.
I think I miscounted. Oops.
Every kind of love causes a little bit less regret. Please strike me thunder. Let me get closer to the light. Let me go under the water till I can breathe. Let me go let me go
Yeah, so I miscounted, so I'm gonna unwind some of this.
let me go let me go let me go
There we go. I had, in fact, miscounted for real. Like, I legitimately, like, I miscounted. So, by enough that, like, if I'd cut it, right, it would have, I wouldn't have had enough minis for the 7th mini. So, it's a good thing I stopped and counted. It's a good thing I questioned myself and went, I think that wasn't right.
To make it. I'm afraid if our love collides, you'll leave me alone tonight. 'Cause I'm changing and I'm breaking. Is this over? I'm scared to ask these questions, 'cause I know that you'll reject my love. Moving slower, frozen to these
There we go.
places without a shore.
So, mini number 6. So, one more mini left, and then labeling. Actually, need to cut the labels, because I don't have enough of the mini set bands. I have 2. But I do have another. I do have more sheets of them printed. I just haven't cut them. So that's what I'll do when I'm done this. All right. Of course, if I don't get the yarn wrapped around my arm a bajillion times, that would be good. Thank you. Come on. There we go. All right. Oh, what is? Ooh, stop it, you stupid thing. Oh. Start screen. Oh, come on, you stupid thing. Sorry, I'm like fiddling with something and it's being very annoying. Do. Come on, you silly thing. Oh, why are you like this? Why are you like this, you stupid thing? Alright. There we go. Sorry. Stuff was being like I had to restart my computer, what was it, twice before I got the stream working today, and then I had to drop like at the very beginning. It's not been a tech day for me apparently, but I checked the message that came up, I looked at it. We're okay. Nothing's wrong. It was just an alert for something that had nothing to do with the stream, but I wanted to check anyways, but we are good. So oh my god, and I just did this one too many times. It is not my day today. Oh boy. There we go. That's the correct number. What is wrong with me today? Like, seriously. Alright, cool. That's not what I wanted, but that's fine. Alright, cool. We're gonna go for that one though. Thank you. Alright. Need to cut those labels now. I have my paper cutter here. Have the mini those labels. Let's see, mini set of gradients. Mini set. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Got the labels done. They have labels. Put the safety back on that. Let's put it down. Come on. Stay. Alright. I have the mini set labels here. I have the full stack. So now I need colorway. This time it's Dr. Who. I can go back over there. I now have extra labels for next time. I actually won't need these again today, because even if I do that extra fifth set that I'd forgotten about that I have here to do, it won't be that label. It would be the gradient set and set. So the only difference between the gradient set labels you can see here and the mini set labels that I'm putting on Doctor Who is that it says mini instead of gradient here. Literally all the exact same like info about the yarn, because it's all the same yarn. So like that info's all the same. It's also the same amount of yarn. It's just one's a gradient and one's not, right? So, you know, the ones that are a gradient get the gradient label, and the ones that are not a gradient don't. That's simple as that. All right, that can go in there. So here's a full set, all together, all 7. You know, I can see all of them there. Oh, I just realized in the order that these are in, this is very much a Doctor Who thing because, you know, Captain Jack, the character of Captain Jack. The way I'm holding the minis, Captain Jack ends up in the middle, and I want to say something snarky like just where he wants to be, you know? Because Captain Jack, Jack is, he's the character. But, you know, I want to make a joke about, you know, the middle being, you know, exactly where he wants to be. As that seems in line for his character, right? You know? Seems in line for what his character is. Right in the middle where he wants to be. Make of that what you will. Probably read too much fanfic. Just don't tell anyone. I mean, okay, I'm not like actually like, okay, here's the thing, right? Okay, because that was a joke, like, just don't tell anyone, because like, here's the thing. My husband knows I read fanfiction. My mom knows I read fanfiction. Like, there's honestly, in my opinion, nothing wrong with reading fanfic. There's nothing wrong with writing fanfic. Like, you do you, my friend. You know, nobody gets hurt by it. And hey, guess what? Here's one thing that's great about fanfiction. Young people get experience writing. And I'm just like, yes, young people need more experience writing. Let them write. And so, like, I am down for fanfic. I mean, you know, give me the crappy Mary Sue's, give me the one-shots, give me the, you know, tropiest of tropey things. But if somebody enjoyed it, and it was worth their time to do it, then you know what? Let's do it, you know? Let them have their fun. Who's getting hurt by it? Literally no one. And don't even get me started on copyright, okay? Or like, fanfiction isn't real literature. Dante's Inferno is a self-insert fanfic of Catholic doctrine, okay? Like, do not get me started on fanfic isn't literature. I could go. Of course, I'm gonna get myself started, but yes, seriously, like, I mean it. That, if you think about it, Dante's Inferno is a self-insert of Catholic doctrine, where he gets to hang out with all of, like, his favorite people from history. So, you know. Oh, the sun hitting this table is not going to help my camera at all. That is not going to help things. All right, everyone. We are going to take a short break, 5-10 minutes most, just so I can sit down for a couple of minutes and give my knees a break, and then we will be back and we will be doing. We'll be doing Branduin on Yaksha. So this is a different base than what I've been doing earlier. So here is Branduin. Let me actually change the info on this now. If I can get my mouse on the correct screen. That's what I get for having 3 monitors plugged into my computer. I do not know which one I'm on. There we go. Here we go. Yaksha. That's that one. Save. And then I want color. Come on, computer. Let me do the thing. Thank you. This one is Randuin. So we're going to take a quick break and we will be back in about 5-10 minutes. Okay, that countdown is wrong because, like, the countdown's wrong. But anyways, yeah, I'll be back.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
couple milli now. I'm causing a commotion. I've been coasting, hear my name around the world like an explosion.
So rise up, rise up. We are the apocalypse, and a pill that keeps us floating. As we fly above the stars, the hype won't scare us falling. So rise up,
Okay, I'm back. Hello. There we go. Woohoo, we're back. All right. Oh, yeah, the sunlight. Wow. Yeah, the sunlight really set that off. Like, really changed the color on that. Anyways, yeah, so here we are. We are going to be doing a set of Yaksha minis, which is a very different base. Yaksha is a merino, yak, and nylon. It is 70% merino, 20% yak, 10% nylon. It's really nice and soft. I've actually made a sweater out of it. It's really nice and warm. It's a really good base. Really nice to use. Really nice to knit with. Overall, it's just really nice. So, have color spread here. So, I'm gonna do what I should have done before with the wow, words. What I should have done before with the rainbow skein and put it on, starting with skein number 4. Now I do a different number of turns for Yaksha than for Yakos because the skeins are actually different lengths. Yaksha is more of a light fingering, and so I do more turns because there's more yards on it. About just shy of 440 yards as opposed to the straight 400 yards of the Iakos. Now, Pados are true stock base, which is the 75-25 merino nylon. That base is, in fact, of true light fingering, and it is over 460 yards. So that is another number of wraps again for the minis when we do wind minis of Pados, which we do on occasion. We have done them. If you got some of our yarn this past summer during the flash sales, we did do some Pados mini sets. Did some Lear mini sets as well. But you know. Alright, this has got to be the strand because that's the only strand coming out of that knot at that point. So, yes, that's the strand. Okay, cool. Alright. So now this set is a gradient. Goes from the brown to the green. And it's basically 3 brown skeins, 3 green skeins, with the 7th skein being a 50-50. But, you know, there's a gradient across the browns, a gradient across the greens. You can see that once I start getting them wound. You'll be able to see that a little clearer, I think. If you have any questions, since I'm now back, and there is still people watching, actually, Twitch is telling me I have 3 viewers. Thank you very much for sticking around during the break. My knees required me to sit down. You know, I got good insoles in my shoes, but you know, I've worked retail and it's been worse. But you know, if I do have the luxury of being able to take a short sit down, I'm gonna take a short sit down. I mean, I've worked 8, 10, 12-hour shifts, so you know, I do know what it's like to work a retail shift on your feet where you don't get to sit down, etc. I've been there, done that. I still do it at shows when we have a big show, when the world isn't upside down and fiber shows actually happen. We'll have some very long days at fiber shows. You know, the opportunity presents itself. I'm not really going to say no. And since I'm the only one telling myself what to do right now, you know, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sit down for a few. Just gonna leave these here. That can go back that way. I need to check one thing because it's actually been a while since I wound some yak, and I need to double check my mini skein count, like what the count is for the turns, because you know I don't always remember. So I'm going to double check real fast. Okay, that's the number. There we go. I have it written down.
You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same.
Here we go. All
Yeah,
right.
the things I've had to face got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. You break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again. Lose your mind from endless breath.
And yes, I changed the base and the color before.
Some things never change,
Before I
never
went on the break. I was
change.
just double checking that I had done what I thought I'd done. And I did. So there we go. All right. So now,
I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread where the angels fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close.
oh, that's cool. What are you soldering cables for?
Save myself by
Doing
turning into
like
stone.
making a board or
So
something, or
scared to
Raspberry
touch the
Pi, or
stars. Don't know, but some things
just
never
curious, you know.
change, never
Um,
change.
but yeah, I'm glad you're watching. I just, figure if anybody new had popped in, I tell people that they were welcome to ask questions. Totally don't have to, but
In my wake, swear I didn't mean to make them
data
break.
cables. How about the colorway? What is Branduin? So Branduin, if I remember correctly, I'm not sure how she came up with the colorway, like why the colorway is the color it is, but if I remember correctly, I'm Googling something real quick. I remember correctly. Yes, okay, it is. So the Branduin is the proper name, or well, not the proper name. It's the which language is it? Sorry, this is is the Lord of the Rings colors. So summary: Lord of the Rings colors. The Branduin is a river. It's an Eriador. It's to the hobbits of the Shire. They called it the Brandywine. It's the boundary between the known and the unknown, save for those who lived in Buckland, according to um, the TolkienGateway.net. So Branduin is the like Elvish name for the Brandywine River in the Shire. So I'm guessing that's why it's like brown and green because like the banks of a river. But I'm not quite sure how she came up with the color in terms of like how the color looks. But Branduin is in fact from the Lord of the Rings. I had a feeling it was, but I just double checked to make sure it was what I thought it was. So a lot of our colorways come from literature, come from fandom because we're pretty nerdy people, so we love things like fantasy and sci-fi. But also like we've done whole collections of colorways that are the names of dragons, that are the names of mixed drinks. Like we have a sidecar and a Manhattan, and we have a Mai Tai and pink Moscato and stuff like that, right? We've also done groupings of colors that are flowers or paintings. Um, Verde and Starry Night, I think, are the two that stick out. Mist Control. Oh, that's cool. Like for theater, that's really neat. But yeah, so a lot of our colors come from either literature or art, something we enjoy or like. We tend to do yearly colorway collections. We didn't do that in 2020 because of the pandemic. I'm not sure we're going to do it for 2021 either, again, because of the pandemic. But we have done collections in the past. We will do them in the future. Um, you know, we have two of the more obscure references in terms of like names from literature that are a little more obscure, but I personally very much like because I love the series. Are we used to have a gold? It's a retired colorway. We don't actually dye it anymore. Called Ramoth. Ramoth. And then the other one we have that is still a color. It's one of our blues. Circle Seahold. And for those of you that don't understand that reference, Ramoth is the Golden Queen dragon from Anne McCaffrey's first novel, from the Dragon Riders of Fern series. And Circle Sea Hold is a place name for a later book in the series. The place name of somewhere in later books in the series. We had a Ramoth. We also have had, for dragon colorways, we have Fairy Dragon, Luck Dragon, Zaranth, Saphira, Night Fury. We don't have Ramoth anymore. Let's see, what do we have for dragons? I'm not remembering all the dragons. We had a whole collection of dragons. We didn't keep all the colors, but we kept Fairy Dragon, Luck Dragon, and Zaranth, I think. Yeah, we kept those along with Night Fury. We kept that one. So you can see on this skein, if I hold this up to the camera, maybe, you can see that the brown and the green are together in this one because it was a 50-50 skein. So we have, I'm actually going to close the blinds because that very direct sunlight is totally 100% blowing out the camera. Very, very much. It's not going to fix the problem to close the blinds, but it'll help. There we go. That's better. It's not fixed, but it's better, I think. But yeah, so, we have some very nerdy, very bookish names among our colorways. Let's see. I mean, if I went through and did every colorway that was a literature reference, we would be here, like, all day. Because we have a lot of colors, and we have a lot of references. Like, okay, we have Star Wars, right? We have Star Wars. We have Absinthe was one of our. We have Agent Peggy Carter. That's a fandom reference. We have, let's see, Bad Wolf Branduin. You guys saw Bad Wolf earlier. Branduin. We have Big Bad Riding Hood. Still need to add a picture of that to the website. I need to take a picture of that to add to the website. Reminder to myself. Bran the Crow. We have a Briar Rose, which could be a Cinderella reference, could not be. No, Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty? Yeah, Sleeping Beauty. We have a Castile. For those Supernatural fans out there, we have a Castile. Circle Sea Hold, like I mentioned. Then we have some colorways. Bearded Iris, Daffodil, Briar Rose. We have a Diana Prince. We have a Draco. Becca's daughter Lily named Emo Cthulhu. That was one that Lily named. Euphedra. Was that in one of the dragon ones? No. Let's see. Foolish Things. Another one. We have General Leia Organa Solo as a colorway. Giverny. That was one of our paintings. That's a reference to, shoot, which picture is it? No, that's a literary reference. We have a Helm's Deep. That's another one of our Lord of the Rings colorways. That's actually a full mini set all on its own. It goes from gray to pink. We have Hufflepuff. We have Here Be Dragons. Hugin and Mugen is actually a reference to our name, 100 Ravens. Hugin and Mugen are Odin's ravens in Norse mythology. We have a Hugin and Mugen colorway. Hungarian Horntail. That was one of the dragons I was forgetting. Hungarian Horntail. I am fire, I am death. From the Desolation of Smaug. That line at the end as he flies off towards Lake Town. Imladris. That's another Lord of the Rings. Inara Sarah. Firefly, anyone? Let's see. Into Darkness. That's a Star Trek one. We have Jon Snow. Taliesin. Let's see. We have a Lafayette. Legolas. That's a green. That's another Lord of the Rings. We have Lothlorien. Let's see. Just going through our colors real quick. Like, what are all the nerdy, like, literature ones, right? Like, if the website would load. Marquis de Carabas. We have Mockingjay. Morgan's Frost. That's another one. Nevertheless, She Persisted. That's not a nerdy colorway, but hopefully you get that reference. Like I said, we have Night Fury. We have a Phoenix. Which, by the way, when we dye Phoenix on Yak, we actually name it Fox because it looks so different. We've actually renamed it on the Yak colorways. Polaris. We have a Polaris. We have Ravenclaw. We have Rhaegal. That's one of the dragons I was forgetting. Rhaegal. We have Rivendell. We have Roar, which is also known as Gryffindor. Like I said, we have Rose Tyler. We have Ryu, that's another dragon. And Saphira, I had Saphira. I'd remembered Saphira. Let's see. Let's see. I'm looking for the, like, Slytherin. We have Draco and we have Slytherin. So Draco is a green and black, and Slytherin is a green and light gray. Starry Night, very classic. We've had that colorway forever. People really know that one. Mostly TARDIS. Themyscira. So not quite literature, but it is comic books. Themyscira. Thracian Sea. Tourmaline LaRue. That's an obscure reference. We have Tyrion, just like we have Lannister. We also, and like I said, we have Weeping Angels. We have Where Has All the Rum Gone? That's another fandom reference. Where the Wild Things Are. And then we have Zarinth. Yep, that's the one. So that was just a quick run through like our merino colorways, talk about some of like the nerdy ones and stuff. More nerdy ones in there. We also have some like, like Apollo's the god of the sun, so that's what we named yellow kind of thing, right? Like, but some of them are pretty darn nerdy names. I actually have an idea for a colorway that I want to talk to Becca about that I want to name Silver Crystal. And if you get that reference, I got to name some of our gradient cakes, and she's like, go ham with them. So I'm like, Deep Submerge, Flame War, What was the one I named that one? Oh, Antedian. That's an obscure reference, because I looked at this colorway and I went, I like the other one, but this one's kind of oceany. And so, Antedian, I think it was a first season episode of Star Trek Next Generation. Antedian is the name of the species of fish people that appeared in if I remember correctly, a first season episode of Star Trek The Next Generation. And that's the name of the species. It's a very obscure reference. So, I mean, people are going to remember the fish people, but they're going to really remember the race or name the Antedians, I mean, in Deep Submerge. So Deep Submerge and Silver Crystal are from the same thing. But, some of the references are obscure, some of them are not. It all depends. I don't know how I would do Silver Crystal, though, because, the idea I have for the color would actually be, really hard to dye. So, it's probably not the greatest color, but, oh, that camera is still so blue. It is very, very blue. Closing the blinds, made the camera worse. What gives? Come on. Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay, that's got, 0K on the white balance. Yeah, let's bring it back. That's pretty good. I'm just going to leave it there. There we go. I've adjusted that because, it was, straight, all the way to blue on that. And I'm just no, let's bring it back a little bit. But yeah, so we have some pretty nerdy references. We have a few for some unreleased colors that we haven't done yet there's a few Star Trek references in there. The colorway, the collection we were going to do for 2020 ended up not doing because pandemic. But we are still planning to use the colors, so I won't give all of them away, but there's a couple of Star Trek references in there. And actually, if you're sneaky, there is one of the colors listed on the website. So you could, in fact, figure out what it was. Figure out what the collection was supposed to be. Because it's tagged with the collection name. A little bit of a scavenger hunt for you. What colorway is from the unreleased 2020 collection? That's on the website. It's listed under the merino yarns. And I'll give you an even better hint. It's a blue color. It's blue. Overcounted. Okay, so if nobody says the answer after I've let's see. I'll say after I finish these colors. No one says after I finish these 4 skeins, right? So not the full set, but like the ones I got on here right now, which I've just done number 3. So nobody comes up with the answer in time it takes me to do 4 more minis. I'll tell you. Remember, our unreleased 2020 collection that we never actually officially publicly announced. It's tagged with the collection name on the website, and it's blue, and it's listed under the Merino yarns. What sweater did I make in the Yaksha? So I made a shoot. Why am I not winter? Crud. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna drop a link to it as soon as I pull it up because I cannot remember the name of this pattern off the top of my head right now because I am just apparently a mental disaster today. Not really, but you know, it's just put me on the spot and I can't think of it. That's okay. I've actually knit 2 of this sweater, one out of our yarn, one out of someone else's yarn. I will admit that. I do use yarn that's not 100 Ravens because life. Winterly, that is the name of the pattern. I have knit 2 of this. This is the shawl. I mean the sweater. That's the pattern. Excuse me. That's the pattern I knit out of our Yaksha. Who is DMing me on? Oh, okay. Now I don't think I need to worry about it. All right. So that's the sweater I did. That one, the link I just put in chat. So I used an undyed skein for the top, for the yoke, for like the top yoke part. I used an undyed skein. And then I used a very off, aka it went very wrong and it was a wild child, so we didn't actually want to sell it. Two, 2 skeins of I Am Fire, I Am Death that, like, for some reason the gold in them, the orange gold, just didn't take. Just barely there. It's mostly gray and black. So we obviously didn't want to sell it as I Am Fire, I Am Death because it was a very off dye. We call them wild children when things go wrong because they're misbehaving, so they're wild children. And so I had those 2 skeins, and then I had a skein of the undyed yak, and that was the yoke, the cuffs, and the hem on the sweater. And then the main body and the sleeves of the sweater were done in the very off, not really correct I Am Fire, I Am Death. Oh, Writer Beth, I totally did not see your follow. I am so sorry. Thank you so much for your follow. It is appreciated. Cannot believe I missed that. Oh my goodness. And it was like almost an hour ago now. Holy crap. How did I miss that? But Winter Beth, Writer Beth, not Winter Beth, Writer Beth, thank you very much for following. Hope you enjoy yarn and minis, and hopefully next week we'll start streaming from the Dye Studio once a week. That would be interesting. Anybody have any guesses on the 2020 colorway yet? Color yet? Like I said, it's from our unreleased 2020 collection. It is under Merino Yarns on the website, and it is blue, and it is tagged with the collection name. So if you look at the page, like for the color listing, you'll see the collection tag. I just realized something about these Yaksha minis that I should have, like, you know, thought about earlier. Because, ha ha ha, that thing. I just remembered something, haha. I'll see if I had to redo that, you know. Yeah, our yarns tend to be tagged with the collections if they're released as part of a collection. They tend to be tagged with their collection on the website. So we did end up using one of our unreleased 2020 colors for something. So we actually do have the listing live on the site. So that's why I'm like, hey, if you want to like try to figure it out, here's some clues, you know? I mean, there's lots of blues, so that's not a terribly good clue. Saying it's tagged with the collection name, okay, you have to actually look at the page. Saying it's under merino. We have what, 200 colors? Like, doesn't really narrow it down a whole lot. But also, like, you know, I have two more minis to widen, so if nobody's figured it out by the time I'm done the two minis, I will just straight up tell you. I'm not going to keep you in suspense forever, but, you know, I thought it'd be fun to be like, hey, maybe you could try to do the thing, you know, make it a little more interactive, whatever. You know, I don't know. I can ramble on to myself for like hours and hours on end, so like it's no skin off my back to just like keep talking about random stuff, but you know. So I can just, you know, talk. It's a thing. Now the hard part is like staying on stuff that's like pertinent to the business of the stream, you know, so and like an info dump on um on fandom isn't really pertinent to the stream, but like saying, oh, we have fandom names is, you know, kind of thing. So like I could go on and on, but I also like probably shouldn't, you know? So but I'm gonna do one last set of minis after I'm done this, and it's gonna be back to Iyakos for those. And those are not gonna be immediately for sale on the website because we are in the process of going through and picking stuff to have a bit of a sale. And for that sale, we are going to be selling a bunch of our wild children. Now, normally, when we have the wild child skeins, which are the missed eyes, if something went wrong in the pot, we flubbed a recipe, say we put a tablespoon in when we should have put a teaspoon in of a color kind of thing, right? Call them wild children. Accidents happen. Normally, we sell those at festivals that we go to. Normally, we sell those in person to people because we can come up with a fun name for them, put them on the rack, and somebody walking by at a festival will love it and take it home. We haven't been to a festival since February of last year, February of 2020. It's now January 22nd, 2021, right? So it's we have some of these just kicking around, and we sold some earlier this year. We did some flash sales earlier in 2020, and we did some stuff to, you know, get rid of some of them, but we still have a bit of a backlog of them hanging around. So we're going to be putting together pictures of the colors and naming them and getting them up and getting the wild children up for sale on the website at some point. I'm not going to say when because we haven't actually decided on when yet. but we are going to be getting them up for sale. And so the last set I'm going to do today, after I'm done brand doing, is one of those. It was a test die for a color that we have submitted as part of something that's going to be happening over the summer. So I won't tell you what that color is. So it's not released yet. But I will show you the test die, which our final color ended up being a little different, but this one was how we figured out what we wanted. So when I'm done brand doing, you guys will get to see that as a little bit of a special treat. Whoop, and the yak didn't stick to the Velcro. So that's actually a thing that happens. The yak does not like sticking to the Velcro, and that can actually be really annoying at times because, I need it to stick to the Velcro. I need the yak to stick to the Velcro in order for me to wind the minis. Fortunately, the yak does not like to stick to the Velcro, even though, I've replaced the Velcro actually on this, before. There we go. All right, so anybody have any guesses as to that colorway? What the unreleased 2020 collection colorway is on the website? One more mini. Got one more mini to wind, and then I'll tell you if nobody takes a guess. If you take a guess, I'll tell you whether you're right or wrong, like before I finish the next mini. I'll give you a hint. It's not one of our show colorways. There's another hint. It's not one of the show colorways we've released. Anyone have any guesses? No? Well, gotta wind this last mini. If anybody wants to try, take a guess before I actually tell you.
So I've come to the conclusion, just a rotten piece of
All right, getting close. Any guesses? One got a guess? It's not a show colorway. It's under merino. It's blue. Or bluish. It's in the blue family. Come on, anyone? Okay, just gonna wait for me to tell you. feel like that's what's happening here, is that you guys are just waiting for me to tell you.
In this world, I'll allow them sure they'll do fine without me.
Oh, lost the connection. Shoot. Am I back? Oh, I had a flicker in my connection. That's not great. Am I back? Am I back? All right. I think I'm back. I think it's good. OBS is reading green. It was reading red for just a split second, but now it's reading green, so. All right. So, told you I'd tell you when I was done these games, so I'll tell you. So, first hint, if you want to try to beat me to it. First hint. It's a scientific designation. Second hint. Has to do with, I'll say NASA's involved. No guess. All right. Involved. All right. So the color we have on the website that is for sale, that is part of our unreleased 2020 collection, is 100 kilometers above sea level. Now, the reason I said it had to do with NASA, the reason why I said it was a scientific designation, because the distance of 100 kilometers above sea level is a scientifically designated boundary between Earth and space. And our colorway collection for 2020 was going to be space and space-related colorways. Fortunately, that never got released in 2020, but had some good names picked, we have some good recipes, and we are hopefully going to release the collection at some point eventually. We also did, I'm not going to tell you what the colors are for them, but you can maybe take a guess. So we have a Valentina Tereshkova. She was the first woman in space. We have a Mae Jemison. She was the first African American woman in space. We have a Lieutenant Nyota Uhura, trailblazer in her own way, being the first African American on television to be shown in the chain of command on a military vessel. Because in Star Trek the original series, Lieutenant Uhura was in fact fifth command of the Enterprise. If anything was to happen to Kirk, then Spock, then Bones, then McCoy, Uhura would have been in charge. I mean Scotty. Wow, did I say Bones and then McCoy? I meant Scotty and then McCoy. Yeah, so like it was, I don't know whether Bones or Scotty was first, right? Of course, which order they were in, but I know Uhura was fifth in command after Kirk, Spock, Bones, and Scotty. So that was, barrier breaking in its own right, we have a Milky Way in there as well, a Milky Way colorway. And so, have some good ones. We have some good ones in there. We still have some that we hadn't named yet. I was pulling for, we had a really pretty shade of blue in there that was an overdye, but I'm still pulling to have it called Event Horizon as a Stargate SG-1 homage. Because, on Stargate, when they turn the wormhole on and it flushes sideways, because it flushes sideways, and you're staring at the Event Horizon of the wormhole, it's a really pretty shade of blue. And that blue reminded me, the blue we dyed on the yarn, reminded me of the blue we did, reminded me of the blue from Stargate. And I'm like, we should name it Event Horizon, because that's a reference, right? Like, how many people would get? Not a whole lot, but, I even had it, in my head that, we always put a quote on the colorway, pages on the website, a quote that usually has to do with the colorway name. And I want to put so bad, if we do name it that color, because I'm pulling to name it that color so hard. We name it that color, the quote I want to put on the page for it is, "The damn thing flushes sideways, Colonel O'Neill." Because, yes, that's because that's how he describes it turning on, when the whoosh of the Stargate turning on, it flushes sideways, like it's the best explanation for it, you know? So, anyways, yeah. Space. But the colorway, it's actually on page 1 of the Merino Yarns. 100 kilometers above sea level. Official scientific boundary between Earth and space. Fun fact. A real scientific thing that actually exists in reality. Unlike Stargates and the USS Enterprise and all that jazz, you know. The yellow we ended up naming Maid Jemison, I actually was like, oh, we should name it Vulcan Sins. And then Becca was like, no, we should name it after the first African American woman's face. I'm like, that's a better idea. So that's what we ended up doing. Because her idea was much better than mine about who to name it after, so. Dang it, that one didn't stick either. Velcro is not behaving today. Come on. Go out of the door. Sorry, I really like this song. Tend to sing along a little bit. My apologies. Ooh, I think I ate my food a little too fast. Wait, I think I miscounted again. That's the thing that's been happening. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. Okay, yep, I'm too short. Need to do 2 more reps. There we go. That's the correct number of reps. I counted to the Merino number, I counted to the Iacos number, not to the Yaksha number. I think that side camera's out of focus again, dang it. Why will you not stay in focus? Like, okay. Focus on my hand. Refocus on the table. There we go. Now it's in focus. I think it's the weird angle it's at and that I keep, moving in front of it. Alright, I'm done this by... Okay. Actually, guys, I know I said I would do that last colorway, hanging right here, actually, this colorway. I know I said I'd do this one, but I think my niece have had it after this set, so I think I'm going to call it after the Yaksha. Sorry for the tease about that. I'll definitely do it on the next mini winding stream. I might do it on Monday, but we're also in no rush for those, so yeah, I might hold off on them a little bit, but I think I'm going to be done after this. I think my niece have had it. like I'm wearing good shoes and stuff, but the floor on here is actually uneven because this is a finished attic and they didn't level the floor before they finished the attic, which is what I'm standing in right now. So like I think the unlevel floor is kind of messing with me a little bit. Because like normally I can stand for much longer than this without an issue. I mean we're over 3 hours now, but you know it's yeah. So I think unfortunately, due to my knees complaining, I'm gonna be calling it after this mini set. I know I said I'd do the other one, but I just don't think I have the standing in me. I'm also out of practice in standing too. Like I haven't stood for hours on end in a while because I wasn't going anywhere in 2020. So last last show I went to was one in Lowell, Mass, and that was at Mill Five. They had their like local Fiverr Day at Mill Five, and before that was the Wayland Farmers Market, and then Vogue Meeting Live 2020 New York City. Like that was the last time we were at. That was the last big show. Was a year ago. Was the last big show. Hard to believe it's been a year. I miss the shows. I really do because like you get to see people and talk to people and show off new things and see new things and people bring stuff they've made with their yarn to the booth and you get to see all the pretty things and stuff. And so it's just I miss shows. They're a lot of work. They're exhausting, but I miss them. It's probably a weird thing to say, but all right. Number three. There's a blip of something in the audio. Sorry if you guys heard that. I don't know what that was. That's like the second or third time that's happened, actually. I'm not entirely sure what that was. I have like everything except for iTunes, which is what's playing the music right now, muted on my computer. So that's weird. I shouldn't be hearing anything. Hmm.
It's all about humanity.
Almost stopped at the Iacos number again, but I caught myself and I did the action number. Right, something I'm going to start doing, or go back to doing, once I'm done this stream, is uploading past streams to YouTube for 100 Ravens, because, you know, that's something that needs to be done. Also, like, I know we hadn't streamed in a while. It's been a while since our last stream. Sorry about that. It was... thought about streaming the first week of January, but Awesome Games Done Quick 2021 was on, and I'm like, I want to watch it, so like I don't want to like stop watching it so I can stream, so I just wound minis while watching AGDQ instead. Cause like I wanted to watch AGDQ. So I like supporting the big marathons that raise, a stupid amount of money for charity. Not a stupid amount, but almost $3 million. That's pretty good. 2.7 million for charity. Hey, sign me up. I'll watch that. So I'm actually not going to bundle up these minis because the question I had was when we sell the minis ourselves, we do them one way, which is not the way I'm doing it right now. When we wholesale them out to webs, we do them up like I'm doing them now. So I'm not actually going to bundle them up. I'm just going to leave them sitting on the table at the end because I don't know which way Becca wants them. I messaged her and asked, but she didn't get back to me. So, yeah. So if I don't bundle them up, I can at least like. So what we do when we sell them, when we sell the Yaksha ones, is we kind of braid them up into like this like big long braid, and we do them up in this big long braid, and so what it is with that is goes very differently. It's a very different thing. Like they're not wound. The mini skeins are like twisted up into a ring, and then we put a ring to another ring, and then like hold the whole thing shut at the end with the label. So like it it's a very different method. So it's like okay, if I twist them up, I can also always undo the twist. But if I bundle them, then I have to unbundle them. I'm wasting all of the stuff that went in the bundle. So don't want to do that. So just gonna leave them twisted because it's easy enough to untwist the twist, but it's difficult to I don't want to have to waste all the paper and stuff for the bundle, for putting the grouping together and like the sticker name and all that stuff. So the name sticker name, whatever. Oh come on, my ring got caught on this one. That's lovely. I just pulled out the hole. And the ends just separated. Lovely. The ends totally just decided to come undone. That is just lovely. Thank you, Yarn, for completely and utterly misbehaving. Oh, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the other mini that I have. Not the one that's misbehaving. I'm going to take this one, twist this one up, and then I'm going to unwind the other one and be like, all right, here we go. All right, because this one is definitely 100% misbehaving. Bad mini. Come on. Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm basically just unwinding the entire thing, and then I'm going to rewind it up because, like, it's messed up. And it's very annoying when it happens, but it happens. So I'll just deal with it. It's not the most fun thing to deal with, but it is what it is. So, come on. Thank you. See? See him. I know it's hard to see the strain on camera because it is very small, but it is not a happy camper right now. So, I just unwind it and then rewind it. It'll behave much better. Oh, come on. See? Like it's popping off. It's being, the strands are being difficult. No, don't you dare come entirely off. I do not want to have to untangle you. Unwinding is one thing. Untangling is another thing entirely. Oy, you behave. There we go. All right. Cool. Got that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these hooks on here, and I'm going to hand wind this because it's going to come out slightly different. It's going to be the same amount of yarn as like the other minis, but I have a feeling the wraps are going to be different because I'm holding on to it as opposed to, you know, coming off the thing. So there we go. Got it. Now it's behaving. Now it's playing nice. Just going to trim the ends on this again, but losing, you know, an inch is not that big a deal. All right, got 2 minis left, and then I'm going to call it for this stream because, like I said, my knees have had it. This floor is uneven. I think I need some extra padding to stand on because, like, it's just like the thin carpet pad and then the carpet over the wood floor, so it's not the most comfortable thing to stand on for extended periods. Could you please stick to the Velcro? Thank you. Oh my goodness. All right, come on. There we go. All right. That was the correct number. Did this seriously do that again? Oh my, I'm gonna scream. I swear I'm gonna freaking scream. This stupid strand is just, you know what? I'm just gonna do it where it is because, like, I can't. I'm done. Oh, sometimes the yarn just likes to misbehave. Like, really, it does. Sometimes it just likes misbehaving. It just likes being bad. I'll just. One more mini. Just gonna get one more mini out of each skein. I think what I'm going to do is, because I signed up to do a test knit. Now, this has nothing to do with the 100 Ravens, but I'm thinking to myself here. I signed up to do a test knit, and I'm allowed the stash dive for it for fingering weight for a sweater. I'm doing a test knit for a sweater. I'm not going to say what sweater because I don't know if this person wants us to share it or not or anything like that, but this is me talking as like a person. And I need 2 skeins of one color, half skeins of some other colors, and then I need like 5 grams of one other color. So I think I'm going to do some stash diving once I'm done. I think I'm going to do some stash diving, and I'm going to try to find something to use for this thing. I haven't received the pattern yet because it's still with their tech editor, but they sent us the yardage requirements. So I think once I'm done here, I'm going to go stash diving for some yarn for a sweater test knit. That'll be fun. Oh, I do have a question for the designer though. Like, just thought of a question. Like, it's like it's a fingering weight sweater, right? So it's like, is it a light fingering? Is it heavy fingering? Is it like 400 yards of skein fingering? Is it 460 yards of skein fingering? Like what yarn? So. Have some ideas, but I have a question for the designer before I put into motion any of my ideas. So I need to clarify some things. All right, so that's it. That was Branduin on Yak. This has been me, Jessica. I'm Jessica, mini winding for 100 Ravens. Thank you very much for watching. It's appreciated. Got 3 new followers this stream. Woohoo! Go us. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Those of you that are here, Twitch is still saying I got 3 followers, 3 people hanging around in chat. So, now Wormhead, you're probably still around. Tina Knits, are you around? But anyways, yes, thank you if you have been watching, if you've been enjoying. Thank you very much. I desperately need to sit down. My knees are screaming at me. So, again, thank you guys for watching. We will hopefully be starting regular Wednesday streams this coming week if we get the Dye Studio set up with the cameras and everything that I ordered this week for next week. So, fingers crossed on that. And again, thank you everyone for watching. And feel free to check us out online. We have website. That is our website. And then that is our social, if I remember the command. Yes, I did. Awesome. And then also our YouTube is not that. Is it in the description? I will drop our YouTube before I sign off. Our YouTube channel where you can watch past streams as soon as I get them uploaded. Because that is the thing I still need to do. I need to upload it. But anyways, there we go. That's our YouTube. So thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around. Got another viewer just as I'm signing off. That's lovely. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you maybe next time, or it might be Becca. Bye!